Hey folks, Kilt-Man here, Kilt-Man at your services. How are you all? I hope you're all doing very, very well. Now we've got another mystery movie canvas unboxing to do from your good friend and mine, the super channel contributor, Steve 007 Smith. You know him, you love him. And he's now actually more of a 007 Smith than ever before because he's got himself tattooed with the James Bond logo 007 on his arm. Nice one, mate, nice one. He'll be working for MI6 soon. Anyway, he sent another fantastic box filled with movie canvas artwork here. Now, as you guys all know, what he does, he'll send some clues, some little innocuous, cryptic clues as to what the movie is that canvas is all about. And this time, he's well and truly got me, because I'll be honest, it's a toughie. It's a toughie. My track record, as I always like to boast about, is that I'm normally correct about these things. In all the hundreds of canvases that he's now sent, which now bedeck the halls and walls of the Kilt-Man mansion, I've got most of them. And even the ones that I didn't get, I've kind of said the title of the actual thing itself in my, it could be this, it could be that. I've tended to mention it as well. But this time, Jesus. Steve. Okay, the clues are thus. What is it now? I've got to try to remember how he worded it now. It's clues, ... correct title. Correct title. Okay. Considered a classic in its genre. Okay. And what was the other clue? Oh yeah. You can run, but you can't hide. This is clearly meant to be some kind of quote, which is what I thought it was. It's a quote. And straight away I went, right, got it. It's a film with a correct title. A film that's had two titles. Mad Max 2, to many people, but in America, The Road Warrior. And the famous quote from Wes going after Mad Max himself, You can run, but you can't hide. But no, it can't be that, because he's already sent me a Mad Max 2 canvas. There it be, right behind me now. So it's not Mad Max 2, is it? No. Or has he forgotten that he sent me this? I don't think so, no. He must have a running list of what he's done. I know, he's smarter than that. So, no, it's something else. But that quote, you can run but you can't hide. Now, this arrived yesterday. And I've had a really shit week, I'll be honest now. I'm going to just come clean about this. I've had a terrible week. It's Wednesday now, we're only midweek. And it's been a really disastrous week. Work-wise, family stuff-wise, just everything. Everything's just gone. After the film Prey came out, I was like, way uplifted, and oh, Prey is the best thing ever. Oh, I love it, love it, love it, and I still do. Everything sort of reached a peak and then fucking came crashing down. So I've kind of needed something like, I'm tapping the box there that this is in, to uplift me. And it gave me something to think about. So my mind started working overtime. It can't be that. It cannot be that, because it's already here. But that quote, you can run but you can't hide. Every time I watch Mad Max 2 and I hear that quote, I always think there's something else that says that. There is something else. So another character in a movie says that line. And you know what? I have been racking my brains to think of something where someone actually does come out with it. There's loads of variations on it. There's loads. And I've done like a big list of films which I think are candidates for what's in there. But it ain't Mad Max 2. I'll stake my life upon it. It's not Mad Max 2. So, but I can't think what the other film is. Someone out there will know it. And there is another film. And every time I hear in Mad Max 2, you can run, but you can't hide, I always think, oh, there's another film that does that. But I, for the life of me, can't think what it is. And then I started thinking, is that really a quote from the movie that canvas is about? Maybe it isn't. Maybe it's a thematic thing. You can run, but you can't hide. Just going to bring that back online again, this stupid damn camera. So anyway, we're playing Vijay Killar's fantastic score for Bram Stoker's Dracula. I don't think it's this. It ain't this. Or is it? No, I don't think it is. But I've done a list here. This is a ramshackle list, right, of films that I've thought of that have got 2 titles. He says correct title, which I take to mean the film has got more than 1 title. And not just, I mean, films, as you guys know, in America they've got 1 title, in some other territory they've got another title. So you've got French, Italian, Spanish titles, which can often be really incredibly bizarre, and so you would not associate, when you translate it, what that title is to the actual film it really is. I don't think it's like that. I think it's a film that has genuinely got 2 titles, but it's mainly known by 1. Hence Mad Max 2. Road Warrior to some people, but it's Mad Max 2 to most of us. Right, so Mad Max 2, Road Warrior. You can run but you can't hide. Well, that's a direct quote from that. And then I started thinking, well, you can run, you can't hide. The Warriors, Walter Hill, 1979. To my knowledge, it hasn't got another title, so, but it's the song Nowhere to Run. Nowhere to run to, baby. Nowhere to hide. And I thought, oh, could it be that? But there's no other title for it, so the correct title is The Warriors. But I thought of it anyway. Dracula from Hammer. Hammer's classic Dracula. Also known as Horror of Dracula in America. 2 titles. You can run from Dracula, but you probably can't hide. He's a vampire, for God's sake. So I don't know. Then I thought, Who Dares Wins? The great Lewis Collins SAS actioner. 1980-81. Oh my God, I've covered it loads. I've covered all these films loads, actually, thinking about it. I think I have. Who Dares Wins, known as the final solution. Sorry, the final option, not solution, in other territories. And SAS, you can run but you can't hide. And then I thought, he's already sent me a canvas from that, which he has. So, can't be that. I mean, or can it? Maybe it's a different bit of artwork. I don't know. It could still be Mad Max 2, but I don't know. So I thought of that. Quatermass in the Pit, Hammer, Andrew Keir, Barbara Shelley. Fantastic movie. Love it. I will definitely cover that extensively as part of my Hammer sort of ongoing. I keep dipping in and out of Hammer, but you get some big, full-length, proper, in-depth, warts and all coverage of Hammer movies. That's another title as well. 5 Million Years to Earth in America. And You Can Run But You Can't Hide. Well, the Martian demons are leaping and jumping and running, as the guy says. And you get the big destruction of London and all this. You can run but you can't hide because the demons, when they get inside your brain, are still there. I don't think it's that. But I like the way that, I love that Steve puts these clues in there, and it makes me start thinking, really thinking and scratching the inside of my skull, because I reach inside up my nostrils and have a good ooh. But it also brings to mind, like when I do little lists, I think I haven't seen that for ages. Oh, I wouldn't mind watching that again. So, it actually ignites a lot of passion within me to watch some of these movies and then obviously report on them to you guys. So, Quatermass in the Pit, 5 Million Years to Earth, I don't think so. Other films with 2 titles, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone in America, Sorcerer's Stone, because apparently Americans don't have a clue what a philosopher is. No, I don't really ever go on about Harry Potter. So Steve would not do that. He wouldn't do that. Would you? Would you, Steve? And You Can Run But You Can't Hide, a classic within its genre. Well, yeah, it possibly is classed as that. As is Quatermass, as is Dracula and Horror of Dracula. As is Mad Max, as is The Warriors. But anyway, And then, because I've been covering a lot of Predator 5, I thought, there's another film there which has got 2 titles. And it's Bigfoot and the Hendersons and Harry and the Hendersons. Both of which, well, it's the same film with 2 different types, with 2 different territories. And Kevin Peter Hall, who played the Predator in Arnie's original Predator and Predator 2, is the Bigfoot, in Harry and Hendersons and Bigfoot and Hendersons. What have you done that? But you can run, but you can't hide. Doesn't fit into that, does it? I don't think so. And the classic of its genre, I don't think so. Die Hard 4, or what is it? Live Free or Die Hard. A pile of shite. He knows. Steve, you know I would not appreciate that. Die Hard the first one, Die Hard the second, yeah. Die Harder. But from that point onwards, I'm out of John McClane. No chance, baby. So Die Hard 4, Live Free or Die Hard, I don't think it's that. These are just titles where they've just come to me. They've got 2 different titles. The Avengers, everywhere else in the world, but in the UK, Avengers Assemble. You can run, but you can't hide. A classic of its genre. Well, it was one of the first of the really big Marvel movies, an ensemble cast, and I do love it. But you can run, but you can't hide. I don't think that fits somehow there. So, no. Here we go. No, right, okay. I'm doing some of these, probably out of order, really. Zombie flesh eaters. Little Lucio Fulci. Oh yes, the little demigod gnome of Italian spaghetti splatter. We love him, don't we? Yes. Zombie Flesh Eaters has got 2 other titles. Zombie. That's zombie with just an I at the end. Zombie. And then Zombie 2. A kind of cheeky little Italian cash-in on George Romero's Dawn of the Dead. And it's fucking wonderful. And I have covered it quite extensively as well. As Dawn of the Dead as well. Classic of its genre? Yes, I can see it being considered that way. You can run, but you can't hide. Well, the zombies don't run, but you can run, but you can't hide. Those fuckers, those brain munching, entrail guzzling bastards will track you down at some point. And I'd love it to be that, but I don't get the vibe from that it's Zombie Flesh Eaters in that box there. I'd love it if it was though. I genuinely would. Okay, another one. Going back to classics, which have got more of a vibe for a sort of classic movie than anything particularly modern. So, Witchfinder General, Vincent Price. It's Matthew Hopkins, the Witchfinder General. The Tyburn. And, what's his name? Michael Reeves, is it Michael Reeves? The tragic Michael Reeves who directed it. It was known elsewhere as The Conqueror Worm. A very controversial movie and a wonderful movie as well. But it is troubling. But 2 titles, a classic of its genre. Yes. You can run, but you can't hide. If you're a witch, he's going to find you. So you can run, you can't hide. Ducking spool for you. I like the idea of that. I really do. So, that's definitely up there. Strange Behaviour, aka Dead Kids, an early 80s slasher, but science fiction-y type movie. I forgot the director of it now. Oh, it's not Jeff. Is it Jeff Lieberman who did Squirm? Is it? Blue Sunshine? No, I don't think it is. But you can run, but you can't hide. I don't get it. Classic of its genre? No. Just a film that has 2 titles. Okay. Roman Polanski. Yes, him. Yes, troubling, I know. The Fearless Vampire Killers, aka Dance of the Vampires. Absolute classic horror comedy. Brilliant stuff, and genuinely eerie. One of the greatest, eeriest vampire movies ever made. And you've got Roman Polanski playing him and his his uncle, can't remember his uncle or his grandfather, who are both the fearless vampire killers, and they've tracked the vampires down to their mansion, and he's got this gothic mansion castle in these Eastern European snowy mountains, and you've got that big brutish sort of manservant to the vampires who's chasing them a lot in the movie. You can run, but you can't hide. Don't think I've ever really mentioned it. And the thing about what Steve sends to me is, you know, and like I think by and large they're all films I have discussed at length on the channel, which kind of, and me and Steve were the same sort of age, with the same sort of mindset. We love alcohol and we love movies. Isn't that most of us? But we do seem to have a bit of a sort of telepathic link when it comes to movies. And when we're talking, we're always on the same wavelength. So I've never really discussed this movie, Fearless Vampire Killers, or Pardon Me But My Teeth Are In Your Neck, as another title for it as well. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that. Another little Lucio Fulci movie, City of the Living Dead, right? Great one. Christopher George, the great Christopher George. Awesomeness. Now, that's got several titles. I mean, it is City of the Living Dead, but it's also known as Gates of Hell. But it's part of the Gates of Hell trilogy that little Lucio Fulci did, which would be City of the Living Dead, The Beyond, which is fucking awesome, and House by the Cemetery. I've covered all these films really comprehensively before, way back. Go check them out. I've covered, you know, little Fulci's, you know, fearsome, ferocious movies a lot in the past. It was also known as Twilight of the Dead, and it couldn't get away with that title because that was too close to Dawn of the Dead. So George Romero and his, well, there's various copyright owners of the living Romero's Dead trilogy. Let's not go down that rabbit hole. Let's not do this. It's still an ongoing dispute. We know this. So they couldn't call it Twilight of the Dead, so it got changed to Gates of the Dead. And its real title is City of the Living Dead. Is that what's in this box? Is it a classic of its genre? Well, it is. It is. It's not the best of that lot of Fulci's gut-munching zombie epics. It's not the best. The Beyond and Zombie Flesh Eaters are the best. House by the Cemetery is a great gothic horror, albeit with gut-munching and horrendously splattery deaths. But it's such a great movie as well. But City's a bit of a disjointed thing. I'm going off on a tangent. I don't think it's that. So let's ditch that right now. What else did I put down? I did put something else down. Yeah, I did. It's right there. Right, anyway. I'm going to find me whiskey and I'm going to ruminate. No, don't worry. It's ruminate. Not the other something eight. Well, I just, you know, think for a moment. A classic of its genre. The correct title. So it's got 2 titles. Or more. Could be more. Some of them have got more titles. You can run, but you can't hide. I know I said before that when I watch Mad Max 2 and I hear that quote from Vernon Wells, playing Wes, you can run, but you can't hide. I always think there's another movie that does it. And when I watch that other movie, I always think of Mad Max 2. But for the life of me, I can't think what it is. And if I can't think of it now, and it's in there, well, fucking brilliant. But I can't come up with it right now. I don't know what that other film is. But there is another film. I was thinking of The Exterminator, James Glickenhaus, for a while. I thought, does he say it in that? I know he says like, if you're lying, I'll be back. Which of course preempted The Terminator and I'll be back and all that. Anyway, we're now going to get into opening a damn box. You guys know the format, you know, long-standing viewers of the channel know exactly what happens here. here we have the box. Oh, can't show the address. Because you might all start sending me things. Oh no, you can't, because I've scribbled the address out anyway. Now, can you hear that? Right, what's in here, folks? You can see this. These are great artwork, which Steve 007 Smith finds imagery. It could be fan artwork, it could be original quad poster or American one-shot still posters, or just anything he's put together from a movie, and it gets put onto a canvas and then stretched over a little plywood frame, which is so light and fun. I'm looking over there because there's 3 behind there. There's 2 over there. There's a few over there. So and they're all behind. They're all over the place. They're everywhere. You can see Rambo just over there, and there's more. And you've seen these videos a million times. And that little thing floating around in there, because I know they don't always come with these, because the canvas can sort of like become stretched. They're folded over the frame and they're tacked in on the frame. And if they sort of dip down a little bit, they've got these little wooden triangles which you can shove into the corners of the frame, and you can use that to tighten and pull back the canvas. Clever. So that's what that is. I mean, I know from prior experience that's what that is. Well, I think it is anyway. Sounds like it. You don't always get them either. You don't always get them. What? Oh yeah. Shut up, Kilt-Man, and open the fucking box. We have our ski and do here. Oh yeah, the menacing Bram Stoker's Dracula music. Right, okay. And what I'm going to do is, because as always happens with these, the frame, the canvas itself is, against a big cardboard piece, and the picture itself is face first against that piece, and it's cellophaned in, so I can't see what it is. So what I'm going to do, right, okay, we're in. Okay, it's the other way around. As you can see, it's all sealed in. It's all sealed in here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to slice open the cellophane here, and I'm going to raise this up. Normally he tells me if it's portrait or landscape. Yeah, hasn't said this time. So this could come out upside down or back to front. It could be anything. If it's landscape, I'm sorry, it's going to come up the wrong way, and it could be upside down anyway. But I just don't know. But you guys will see it first. And obviously in the title of this video, I'm going to put down what it is. So you already know what it is. And you're going, oh, Kilt-Man, you knobhead, you got it wrong. Well, in case you haven't noticed yet, I haven't said what it is. I've listed a whole load of movies there, which are what I've thought of. And it could be any one of those, or it could be something completely different. I genuinely don't know. So anyway, it's going to come up. Again, I hope and pray it's not upside down or the wrong way around or whatever. But you guys will see it first. So, okay. Fuck it. I want some more whiskey. Because I don't know what it is. I do love this though. This arrived yesterday, and as has happened so many times, I've slept on it. I would have opened this yesterday, but just yesterday was a really, really bad day. And we're not in the mood to open this at all. And apologies to Steve. I had a few drinks and I just wanted the world to end. There, I've said it now. Anyway, but we're okay now. Life goes on. So, and then I sleep on it. And I've said to many people and on these videos and to Steve himself, when I sleep on things, I start dreaming about what could be in it. I genuinely do, because I love it. I love this stuff. I'm dead excited. I'm really moved and humbled when people send me stuff. Gotta always say that, because I don't expect anything from anybody. But it's great that people do this, and it adds a bit of excitement and buzz as well. Like, and I know a lot of people that love this kind of mystery unboxing as well, because you'd all get involved as well. And I slept on it, and even though last night was unbelievably hot, fucking heat wave again, and I had lots of these ideas were like floating. Where's that paper? It's over there. Of all the movies were floating through my head. And then I always say to Steve, you know, as I said before at the start of this video, the first thing I think of, I'm kind of now ditching the first thing I think of, because it can't be that. Now the first thing I thought of was him, Mad Max 2. It genuinely can't be that, because it's already here. If it is, great. I mean, great. As much Mad Max as you can possibly fit into the mansion. You know, I don't mind. Yeah, shut up. Hello. Get the canvas out. What were the clues again? A classic, regarded as a classic of its genre. You can run but you can't hide. The correct title. The correct title. So it's got more than one title. But the correct one implies that this is the one that's mostly known as. I would have thought. So, right, okay. It's coming up, folks. It's coming up. It's coming up. It's coming up. I hope to God it's not upside down. It's upside down. What the hell is that? Oh my God. I'm sorry. You guys haven't seen it. Can you see that demon there? Can you see? Look at this. Dana Andrews. Niall McGuinness as Carswell. The Warlock. Peggy Cummins. The train. Harry Potter. The train. It's Night of the Demon. Stonehenge. Got Stonehenge there. And weirdly, do you know, I didn't write it down. I thought of Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, because it's known as Halloween 3 and it wanted to be called Season of the Witch. I know that's not how it transpired in the end, and Stonehenge figures a lot in that. I'm waffling. This is, oh my God, it's one of the runic symbols as well around the outside. Look at this. God, do you know what this film is? 1957, Jacques Tourneur directed it. Based on M.R. James's short occult curse story, Casting the Runes. It's absolute magnificence. Oh my God. There's the parchment. Look, can you see that? There's the parchment there. Oh, wow. And the demon. You know, it's a fire demon, which is evoked by Professor Carswell to take out Dana Andrews' Dr. Holden, who's come to England. He's an American. He's come to England to debunk the occult practices of Carswell and his cult following. But it's preempted by Brian Wilde. Brian Wilde is Foggy in the Great British Comedy sitcom in the Yorkshire Moors, Last of Summer Wine. And he plays the guy that's part of Carswell's cult who's been accused of murder, but he's blaming the occult for it. And the start of the movie shows another professor, a British friend of Holden, who's trying to debunk this guy's practices. But this guy has given him a parchment, which within a couple of days, the demon will come for you. But it manifests itself beforehand and shows off. They know it can come for you, and you start going mad. You may be a skeptic completely, which is the whole point of the movie. You know, skeptics, you know, you have your beliefs, but don't fuck around, because these guys really do know what they're doing, and they genuinely are black magicians and witches, demons, warlocks. Evil is out there and it will come for you. And he puts the mockers on this other guy who in the start of the movie realizes, oh, it's real. And that's the start of the film. He goes back to Carswell's mansion and he's like, please, I've seen the things in the woods. It's in the trees. It's coming. Kate Bush running up that hill and all that, which is a direct quote. She actually has a soundbite from this movie. And he says, like, he pleads with Carswell, please, call it off. Well, I'll do what I can, because Niall McGuinness as Carswell, he's one of the greatest villains ever in genre cinema. He's so magnificently evil, yet charismatic and humanistic. He's got such a sense of humour. He's a lovely guy. He's genteel. He's charismatic. He's so humorous and witty and eccentric. You can't help but fall for the guy. And all he wants is to be left alone. For me and my cult, just leave us alone. We'll do what we do. He has got the powers, but these pesky, bloody, philosophizing. That's the wrong study. It's not that. They're psychologists, aren't they? Who were like going after this guy. It's ridiculous. You're using blackmail and sort of hypnosis and that kind of crap. Like, we're going to debunk you. But you said, do your worst. I have. He puts the parchment, the runic symbols into one, like this first guy, who then realizes, shit, it's real. It's after me. And he gives, have you got, Carswell, call it off. He said, well, have you got the parchments I gave you? The parchment? No, it blew away. Oh, well, right. Well, in that case, you best leave. I'll do what I can. Don't worry. Oh, thank you, Carswell. You don't know how much it means to me. I do. Yes, I do. And this poor guy goes off. But he's lost the parchment. Without the parchment, he can't call it off. Because the parchment will last for a certain amount of time. This is the curse which gets passed to you. While it's in your possession, the demon, that thing there, is going to come for you. And it won't just stare at you and take the stone. It's going to pick you up and shred you to bits. It's fucking horrible what it does. It genuinely does rip you to shreds. A great design as well. Created by James Bond, production designer Ken Adam. And also massively added to by Wally Vivas, special effects technician. Oh God, I keep looking at it and it's just the colours, the kind of sickly green to it. Am I seeing that right in this light? That's got a really sort of greenish look to it, which I absolutely adore. And the talons coming through. So this poor guy doesn't get saved at all, and then Holbrook. I keep wanting Holbrook for some reason. Holden, Dana Andrews, a renowned American, great actor, but also a renowned drunk as well, comes over and for conventions and meetings about debunking this guy, but will incur the wrath as well. And he'll meet up with the granddaughter of this other guy, Peggy Cummins, lovely blonde, and plucky, Londony blonde. And these two will become reluctant detectives together to try and find out what happened to her grandfather. But in the meantime, Holden will be passed the parchment as well, because Carswell says that, just call off your investigation. It'll be fine. I'll leave you alone. Don't worry about it. Let's just say, I do my thing, you do yours. But no. I won't be scared by any of your tactics. Well, okay. But at a chance meeting in the London Library. Chance meeting, my arse. And Carswell knocks a book off the desk and manages to put the parchment in the book, pass the book back. Oh, I'm so clumsy. Sorry, there you go. And Holden will see what it is, the runic symbols, and it gives him like a little sort of greeting card, business card. And like in a bit of a trance, he reads it, and you've got 3 days to live. And then the writing disappears, and he kind of goes into a bit of a reverie, and Carswell's disappeared. just magic all over again. It's just a wonderful film. And the film, I have covered this a lot, so forgive me, this is a bit impromptu, obviously, but it's got so much suspense and tension in it, and it's got 2 different titles. The American version ran shorter by a good 6, maybe 7 minutes, and that was called Curse of the Demon, whereas the UK title with a full-length movie, uncut, was called Night of the Demon. Night of the Demon. As Steve 007 Smith said, correct title. Night of the Demon. A classic of its genre. It's not just a classic, it's a masterpiece of the genre. It's a masterpiece of the genre. You can run, but you can't hide. Well, yeah. Well, I get it now. I get it. You can run, but you can't hide. Because you've got 3 days to live. The demon's going to come for you. It doesn't matter what you do. You can't outrun this thing. When your time is up, it will come. No matter where you are, it's going to come for you. You see various manifestations on the first few nights. You might hear a strange noise, which is a great atmospheric little noise, special effect or sound effect. And then you might see smoking footprints coming towards you. You might see a glowing orb coming towards you as well, which is just so spectacularly, awesomely, odd and weird and just so bone chilling. And then finally, this fucking thing will manifest itself and come floating out of glowing smoke, pick you up and shred you, which we've seen at the start of the movie. The film caused a controversy between its own makers, its writers and its producer and director. There's 2 writers on it, Hal B. Chester and Charles Bennett, I think. Does it say here? Let's have a look. Charles Bennett, yeah, and Hal Chester. Now, they said, look, the idea is just don't show the demon. One idea was that don't show the demon at all. Leave it in the viewer's mind whether the demon exists or not. Or just be showed at the end. Because at the end of the movie, spoilers alert, Holden, Dana Andrews, after lots of evidence, smoking footprints, glowing orbs, suddenly he fucking realises, shit, this is real. And he's the most profound skeptic the world has ever known. But even he comes to realise, oh shit, there's a demon after me. I've got to get this parchment back to Carswell and just say, sorry, I've got to do this. And with the aid of Peggy Cummins, the original Professor Harrington, the original professor who was trying to debunk Carswell, they play detective, become this duo, and she gets abducted by Carswell and hypnotised. And the classic train finale, they're on a train. Holden will meet Carswell there and he'll get the girl back. And the police will arrive there as well because they're following all this very, very interestedly, I should say. And Holden's doing everything to try to give this parchment back. Oh, you dropped your lighter. Oh, I'll pass it back. Oh no, it's all right. You keep it. Carswell knows what he's trying to do because the moment's almost up. The demon is going to come within minutes. Hence this ticking clock here. The demon will come to take, Holden. So Carswell just wants to get off the train. Oh no, don't worry about it, my boy. You're fine. Oh, here's your coat. And he passes the coat to him. And it's just sensational. Carswell realises, it's like, you passed them to me. You passed them to me. And it's like, boom. It's a pure Shaggy, pure Scooby-Doo moment. Because once the parchment comes back to whoever's got the parchment, the demon will come for you who's got the parchment. And if the parchment's gone into flames or whatever, it's still going to get you because you were the last person to have had it. And as he realises, you passed it to me, it blows out of his hand and it goes down the carriage. It supernaturally goes out the carriage and down the tracks. And Carswell's got to get that parchment back to give it to someone else. And as he runs down the tracks, this thing's coming for him. It manifests itself. But in a great bit of genius, Jacques Tourneur and the screenplay has that as the demon, and you see this demon again, which you saw at the start of the movie, comes for Carswell. The police are running down the tracks as well. Holden and Peggy Cummins are on the station platform, and they're seeing what's going on there down the tracks. The demon's coming for him, and the demon picks him up and fucking shreds him. But at the same time, a train comes from the other way. So for the skeptics who are out there, it gives them that get out clause that, look, clause. The get out clause that, you know, oh no, it was a train that took him. It wasn't a demon. But we know the demon exists. Now the controversy is that Hal Chester, who co-wrote it with Charles Bennett, wanted the demon to be shown at the start. Ternier said, no, don't want to do that. And Charles Bennett was totally adamant, no, don't show the demon. We only want that, if we're going to show the demon at all, only at the end. But, you know, Chester said, like, no, because this will make it scarier, because we're going to show our hero, our protagonist, taking risks you wouldn't believe. And we'll be completely on edge of our seats because we know this thing exists. He doesn't believe it at all. So he's taking a midnight sojourn, a break into Carswell's mansion. Oh my God, it's skin crawling stuff, because we know this is out there, and it does go for him in the woods afterwards. It's and great effects as well. Great for its time, 1957. The effects are wonderful, and the creature itself is magnificent. I've discussed this so many times before, and right now off the cuff, I'm kind of like, well, yeah. I think it looks magnificent. I think it's a great demon. Some people at the time said it was this cardboard or paper mache demon thing. It looks ridiculous. No, it doesn't. It frightened me when I was a kid when I first saw this movie. It frightens me to this day. That thing will always terrify me. It's an absolute ferocious beast. Look at this canvas, folks, by the way. Look at this. Look at him. And he's towering, he's huge, and he fucking floats. And he's got wings as well. He's got wings like this winged skeleton here. I don't know if you can see him. Just want to go on to something here. I'm going to play Clifton Parker's soundtrack to Night of the Demon. This is wonderfully evocative. Listen to this. Oh, it's got a vintage sound to it, I know. It's a very archaic recording. It's so wonderful. And now, I'm just going to show you that again. I'm just going to show you something else as well. Where are we now? Oh, this little tree I've got here with this winged demon on it. Just want to show you what's underneath here. Oh. And, oh. An old American DVD of this, with the two versions on. Curse of the Demon, Night of the Demon. And over here, where that little slip cover came from, is the fabulous Powerhouse Indicator release of Night of the Demon, with all the versions of it possible on there. Why are they here? Oh, and also, why is my great M.R. James collection with Casting the Runes in here, with the Ancient Mariner? The Ancient Mariner, which I suppose the cut illustrates about one who, having once looked round, walks on, and turns no more his head, because he knows a frightful fiend doth close behind him tread. Stevie Boy! 007. You almost, and I mean this, you really almost had me there. And I could have been wrong. and in which case you would not have seen any of these things, and I would not have had that bit of music. Well, I've got a 15-minute suite of music playing. You can't get the soundtrack to Night of the Demon unless you know where to look. Unless you've got a handy warlock nearby with a great big ancient tome of runic, ancient Sumerian incantations and spells. Listen to this. It's so eerie, isn't it? Spectacularly eerie. How did I know? How did I know? In all truth, I didn't know. What I thought was, because I'll just show you again. There's my list of. I've got this. The ring light's glitching it all out. Christ, can you see that now? Can you see? There's all my ideas. Who dares wins? Quatermass in the pits. Mad Max is up there. But if you look down here, Night of the Demon, Curse of the Demon, and I've put like a big thing around it. If I've been wrong, I wouldn't show you any of this shit. I wouldn't show you any of it. And I did suspect that I would be wrong, but it was the correct title, a classic in its genre. This film has two titles. The American title is Curse the Demon. It runs shorter. Now it's known universally as Night of the Demon, and I think wherever you go in the world, it's the full uncut version that you get. Sorry, I'm hiccuping there, and you can run but you can't hide. Well, that was the thing that fucking threw me for, oh God, forever and ever it threw me. But when it comes down to it, you're being cursed by this thing, and you can run, but it doesn't matter where you go. You could be on a plane, you could be on a rocket to fucking Mars. The demon's going to come for you regardless of where you are. That demon will come for you because your time is up. Your allotted time is up. And in Holden's case, it's 3 days. So, like, it's going to come for him regardless, unless you can pass that parchment on. And, like, you know, it's just, I just love the finale of this movie is so fucking great. Poor, you don't have to feel sorry for Carswell. Isn't that genius? He's got these powers and he's a complete and utter bastard. But he's so lovable at the same time that you think, oh, and he said, you passed them to me. It blows up his hand. And you can imagine he's running down the tracks trying to get this thing back. And there's the first manifestation. We hear the noise, this kind of creepy noise. And then you see this glowing orb and then the big smoking footprints. Some invisible beast, like the Krell id monster from Forbidden Planet, like that. The footprints coming through, and it's coming towards him. You can imagine him going like, he's just like, no, not me, him. I called you, I own you. Get him. You know, his eyes like, no, not me, oh, not me. And the beast picks him up and just fucking shreds him, and then goes, rips him up, and then goes like that. And it's like, oh, too much shit on my hands, fuck off, you know. It is genius. The suspense, the cinematography. This bit, you just heard this bit here with some great stingers there. I'm going to take that back slightly. Holden breaks into Carswell's mansion, his country estate, and as he's creeping in there, see, hear that? Great cinematography. He's down in the sort of the hallway, and the camera's right up on an angle, again, an angled part of the staircase. And as he's in the long shot, and he's there, and you'll see a spidery hand just go over the sort of the knob on the banister of the stairs, just like that. And it's just, and then you see a shadow or another hand, and each time it's like, but Holden can't see any of that. And then he's attacked by a panther or a puma, actually a great big fluffy stuffed animal. And he's fighting with this, and then all of a sudden he picks up a poker from the fire, and it's about to like bash it, but he drops the poker. Same time the light goes on, Carswell comes in, dressed in gala. Oh my boy, you know, that's me tying the knot in the dressing gown. Oh my boy, what are you doing? And like he's like, what? This thing attacked me. What? Grimalkin, a little black cat, or witches, or warlocks familiar. The little black cat's there. And he's like, what, Grimalkin? No, he wouldn't harm a fly. You know, oh my boy, my boy. He's so gentlemanly and, you know, grandfatherly towards Holden, the guy that he's put the fucking hex on. And it's like, you know, that was burning hot. What? Not a bit of it. Stone cold. You know, this fire poking. Oh, it's just brilliant. I think maybe you should leave oh no, hang on. He was like, I think you should leave now. Yeah. The front door's that way. Oh no, I think I should leave the way I came in. I'm very old-fashioned that way. So he goes out the fucking window we climbed in, and then as he's going back through the woods, because even Carswell says to him, I wouldn't go back through the woods. Not now it's dark, you know, and all that. And as he's going back through the woods, this glowing orb comes after him. And it's a great effect as well. It's like John Carpenter, the great John Carpenter, was wowed by the meteorite that hits the Earth in the film It Came From Outer Space, which is in 3D, and it hurtles towards the Earth in 3D. It's got all sparks fizzing behind it. Well, this glowing orb has smoke on it and sparks, and it looks genuinely amazing. Listen, this is the end of the movie now. Listen to this. Clifton Parker's score. This is pure Carswell trying to catch the parchment on the train tracks, and it's skipping out of his grasp every time. And then suddenly the demons, man, the hairs. Bump, bump, and it burns in front of him. And he picks up the ashes of it. He's like, he's trying to put it back together. Come on, I'll spit on it. Yeah. Demon. Rips him up to bits. But a train comes through at the same time. So, can you hear that? Brilliant. And like, the police and everyone just sees the body and they go like, oh, the train must have hit him because he's been shredded. You know what I mean? Let's look at this again. This is absolutely incredible. So, Niall McGuinness, Carswell, Peggy Cummins as she's Professor Harrington's granddaughter, and I've forgotten her first fucking name. Doesn't matter. Dana Andrews, Professor Holden. He gets some flack for this movie because he's wooden. He's that stoic. I mean, even his face. You can look at his face. He's brilliant. I know he was a drunk. I know that, and I sympathise. Right with you, Dana. But it suits his character so damn well because he's a skeptic. He's completely pragmatic about everything. He just disbelieve until there's irrefutable proof in front of his very eyes. He will not believe it. So that face, like stone, he won't believe a damn thing until he's confronted with it. And even then, he'll doubt it and second guess. But he will come to realise, oh shit, yeah, it's all real. Just realised, where's that thing that was bouncing around? I'll show you what those things are. It's bound to be in that box. Must be in here somewhere. Okay, I'm talking shite as usual. It was actually a little brochure. What the hell is this? Oh, it's the company that make these. It's Photobox. Makes me go, what's this shit? Let them do. Photobox folks are wonderful. They make these things. I've got to plug these guys. Photobox. You see that? And there's me going, what's this shit? Anyway. Jesus. What a wonderful, wonderful bit of artwork. Steve, mate, that is phenomenal. And what's so wonderful about it is, well, the fact that you've got him there as well, really front and centre. He's amazing. Look at this. Look at this ghostly, eerie sort of incandescent glowing green. And I don't know, in this light, it's probably a bit of blue as well in there as well, a bit of sort of midnight blue, sort of turquoisey. Look at this, shot through. Our main character, the train, the parchment, Stonehenge, because Holden goes to Stonehenge as well, and with the parchment he sees that written on, of course, these ancient stones is this old runic symbolism. He's like, yes. Connection there to Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. Stonehenge plays a big part in that. The clock, because you've only got a certain amount of time and it's ticking away there towards the end, the allotted time. Runic symbolism all the way down here, which is genuinely wonderful. I have never seen this image, this particular image before, like this. I've not seen that before. That's completely and utterly new to me. Look at his ferocious eyes. Look at him. And he's a great demon. He's a fire demon. And oh my god, he's the most terrifying thing ever. Look at the moon glowing behind him. We've got all these runic elements around here. The proper title, Night of the Demon. Oh, this brick wall as well. I'm just wondering what the brick wall is from. Well, it's a brick wall, Kilt-Man. Don't waste your time trying to work that one out. It's a brick wall, but it seems to have some significance because it's quite elaborately put in there. Well, it's a brick wall with a fucking clock on it, isn't it? On the train platform, you dickhead. Yes, of course it is. But look at this, though. Oh my god. Can you see his wings as well, folks? Can you see his wings? This film was massively riffed upon with Sam Raimi and Drag Me to Hell, which is a film I absolutely love, and it's a great, lovely homage to Night of the Demon. And no one ever seems to say this. I reviewed that film when it first came out, Drag Me to Hell. And I said right from the word go, it's a modern day take on Night of the Demon. And other film aficionados went, oh yeah, of course it is. Oh yeah, I see it now. I thought it was that obvious. No other reviewer ever seemed to mention that. And I really do need to cover it. I reviewed it first come out, 2007, 2008, something like that. Around about then. And I really went to town on it. And I need to cover it on the channel because it's a great modern day take on this concept. And I think it's fantastic. Other movies that take on this sort of thing, there are plenty. I had one on my mind before I thought it'd Drag Me to Hell, and of course that's now gone out of my head. You know me, flying by the seat of my kilt. But let's look again at this majestic bit of artwork here. And you can see how this lovely brightness, it just seems to it's almost a 3D effect there, the claw coming out. Because you do see the claw does come out, and it goes, right at the start when it gets Professor Harrington, the claw comes out. And his car crashes into a pylon, electric cables, and they come down. So the police report is that, he was just fried up in like a horrific car crash, and then the power cables came down and burnt him. Then he was singed up, but his granddaughter said, I've seen the body, and they couldn't have done that to him. Something else did it to him. What is this thing did it to him with those wicked demonic claws? Folks, if you've not seen Night of the Demon, I've given away the ending to you. Oops, a daisy. But I do recommend it. It is one of the greatest suspense-filled occult horror chillers. Not just of the 50s, not just of the what we like to call the Silver Age. It's of all time. It's so wonderfully written, so fantastically directed, so immaculately produced and filmed, and the score is sublime and gorgeous. This is just one of the best of the horror genre. So Steve was right in his clues there. It's regarded as a classic within the genre. It's a masterpiece within the genre. And, you know, whether you like your demons front and centre, bookending the film or not, without that demon there, you would subtract, without the demon at the start of the movie, you would subtract so much tension and fear, because you'd be on Holden's side up until the end. I can see how people think that would work, but because you know he's taking risks because of his foolish sort of belief, his self-belief and skepticism, that he's taking risks. And we know, and we're like, oh no, don't do this, don't go out there, don't walk in it, oh no, don't antagonize him, oh Jesus. It's wonderful. And there's so many other great scenes which I haven't even mentioned at all. The seance, cherry ripe, you know. 4D's out there, and he's loving this. He's loving every second of this. You want that on your wall, don't you, 4D? Because it's just bloody awesome. Folks, I could go on all friggin' night about Night of the Demon. It is so good. It's one of those films that, for me, I'll put it on sort of late at night, like a Friday. If I'm not out and about, you know, having the Freedom Friday frivolities, and I come home, it's a great Friday night fear movie, and I put it on. It could be late, and I'll have had a few of this, and like, you think, oh, you're gonna fall asleep. No, you don't. Oh, it's an old black and white movie. Oh, it's all crusty and creaky and groany, and oh, it's all quaint. Guess again. It's quite a barbaric, savage movie with great themes, great ideas, great characters, and even fear on a lovely sunny day. Carswell playing Bobo the Magnificent, the clown, and he's doing his Halloween party for the local village kids. Because, you know, he's a warlock, and he gets power from all the people that invest in his cult and all that. But he also, you know, he pays it back to the other kids, to the kids in the village and all that, like, and puts on a show with white magic. But when Holden arrives there, he quickly switches up a gear. He's like, well, no, to prove, I'm not going to conjure up a demon in front of all these kids. That wouldn't be very nice, would it? But to make my point, and he conjures up a cyclone, and it blows like Holden off his feet. It's just a demonstrous tempest, and they make it back to the house. The kids are getting blown all over the you know, the lovely palatial lawns, and they get back into the house, and like Dana Andrews is Holden goes, didn't you know you had cyclones in England? He goes, we don't, you know, but you know, but you're right though, much too strong, you know. And he's like, because he put the spell on it, but you see him as the tempest builds up in his clown makeup and his big top hat and all that, and he's just, you know, cross-armed, just standing there as Holden's getting buffeted and blown around by this absolute fucking cyclone. And it's just so crazily evocative and scary, beautifully well shot. But it's also subtle at the same time. It might be a storm, but there's no demons there. But it's his sly, manipulative way. He has his mother. This is Carswell. He has his mother, who's fantastic, in his thrall. Mother, you know, because she's such a lovely woman, and she wants to help these. You know, she wants to help all these poor people that fall on the wrong side of their son, Julian Carswell. Oh, mother, he says to her all the time. It's so, you know, it's so effete and classically camp in many ways. But she wants to help them, and like, but he has to keep reprimanding it, like, you know, mother, you know, my people, our house. They pay for it. Our people pay for this out of fear of me, and I do what I do out of fear because he's got these powers. He's got all the access to all these spells and incantations, and he's got black magic running through his veins. And she says to him, like, you know, but Julian, if it's so bad, give it back. You know, quaint old English, give it back. But mother, I can't give it back, because if I do, it'll come for me. Do you see? It'll come for me. Because he said, I do what I do out of fear as well. You've seen Power of the Dark Side, and I've shown you what it can do, and all this. It's genius, folks, genius. Can you hear the tempest sort of swell and swell? Steve, mate, I'm blown away. I am genuinely blown away. You would not have seen all this stuff that I erected around here had I been completely wrong. And I really thought I'd be completely wrong. But it was just correct, and having slept on it, correct title. Film with 2 titles, you can run but you can't hide. I did struggle on that one. I couldn't really get past Mad Max 2 for ages. But a classic in its genre. And I began to settle. Once I wrote the list down of all the films with 2 titles, that's how that really happened. And you can see how far down the list that was. It's right down the bottom with a big circle around it. And I thought, the ring around it. Oh, it's interesting. And the more I thought about it, the more he came to mind. Look at it. And even like Mal McGuinness with his little diabolic goatee beard on him. Love the way in Halloween, John Carpenter's Halloween, Dr. Sam Loomis has a little goatee beard, and the baldy head as well. Well, he's got tufts of hair on the side, the Mad Professor sort of thing, but the big chrome dome, and you've got the egghead that is Dr. Sam Loomis, but the little goatee beard as well, like makes him. You're kind of afraid of him as well, you know, because he is just as like. In the end, just as in the first movie, just as maniacal and possibly homicidal and completely obsessive as Michael Myers is. Only I could bring Halloween into Night of the Demon. Jesus Christ. But anyway, and of course, John Carpenter was brought into movies because of It Came From Outer Space, with that hurtling meteor towards Earth in 3D. And what does this film have? It has that glowing orb which hurtles towards the intended victim. It's all connected. Stonehenge and Halloween 3, it's all connected. Night of the Demon, the night he came home. What's going on? Folks, I have been and always shall be Kilt-Man. Please keep it kilted, keep it Celtic. And if you get the chance and you haven't seen it, get this, watch it. The Powerhouse Indicator release in the UK is superlative. A couple of different aspect ratios, booklets, poster, which incidentally is actually on the wall over there. Just realised it's on the wall over there. And it's just fantastic. Even the original M.R. James short story, which is slightly different, and to be honest, M.R. James's ghostly fiction and his prose is fantastic, and so full of menace, and he's not in your face with stuff. I did that and he went, Ear! It's not in your face with stuff. It implies, and a lot of it is like, you know, it's almost between, as you're reading, the horror's between the lines, just behind the words. It's very clever. The movie evokes that with the characters and like what they believe and what they don't believe, but it also goes for the throat by showing this guy. And for my money, he's one of the best creatures in horror, full time. I've always said this, he's wonderful. To have not shown him would be an absolute nightmare. The film would not be the film that it is without the demon being on show. Front, right at the start, right at the end. The beast that bookends this behemoth of a movie. Folks, Night of the Demon. And Steve 007 Smith. Once again, mate. Fucking, that is awesome. And I love it. And I mentioned Harry Potter. I think I said before, didn't I? Harry Potter. And it's the Hogwarts Express. So everything's connected. Everything is connected, you know. I don't know. Right, folks, there you go. If you've got a drink, let's have one for the road. Because why not? Cheers, y'all. Cheers, Steve. Cheers, Professor Harrington. You, Julian Carswell. And you skeptic pile of knob. Dana Andrews as Holden. Professor Holden. You know what? I'd love to see some kind of follow-up to this. Oh, God, what am I saying? The guy that normally completely pisses all over remakes and sequels and prequels and that kind of thing. But you think about it. What would Professor Holden, after being a renowned debunker of all this sort of stuff all his life, and made his name doing written books and, you know, thesis and doctorates and all this kind of stuff on debunking the supernatural, which he's totally opposed to. And then he's confronted with it and realises, shit, it's real. It's all real. God damn it, it's real. Where would he go after this? There's a very tantalising shot at the end of Night of the Demon when they realise, you know, Peggy Cummins, Professor Harrington's granddaughter, says, you know, to Holden, Carswell's gone down the tracks and something's happened down there. Everyone's screaming, and it's like, she's like, you don't have to know. And he's like, no, I've got to see this. You know, where would he go after all this, having borne witness to demonics? What would be next? Would he become like, well, you know what it'd be? It'd be like, oh God, not the Convergence, the Covering, the Conjuring, and those two real life supernatural, paranormal detectives who were debunked a lot themselves, although they did uncover some quite ferociously real, apparently, manifestations in their time. But The Conjuring 2, by the way, which we all know that's the real story's fucking fake. And I love this stuff. I've got a spook in this house, so I know all about the fucking real life version of it all. And I love it. I've always loved it, always been into it. But I also realise when things are fucking fake. But where would Professor Holden be after the events of Night of the Demon? That'll be interesting. An interesting follow-up. Would he pursue it? Would he go into hiding? You know? I don't know. Would he seek the solace of the bottle, which the actor himself always did anyway? I don't know, folks. I'm going off on one now. But Steve, mate, that is fantastic. Guys, you gotta love that. One more swig of this, then I'll show you the picture again. This is Carswell going down the tracks, but you're gonna get that boom, 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 boom. Listen. How awesome. Right, folks, that's it. I'm going to see you all. Last night upon the stair, I met a man who wasn't there. I met him again today. I wish he'd stay away. Who knows that one?